Okay, just injury report to start. Connor McGovern, had a knee. We'll see. We'll kind of see where he is when we start practicing this week. There is a chance he could miss a day. We'll see. We'll see how he feels. Quentin Williams with the hamstring. Same thing as far as we'll see where he's at when we start practicing. Possibility that he can miss some practice time. So I'm not really sure what his game status will be. And then Sam with the shoulder. We're just doing our due diligence on this. We're making sure we're kind of double checking everything, making sure that he's good. He's a little sore today. The indications right now are, that we're in good shape, but we're going to keep working through this, making sure that we cover everything before we say anything about what's going on this week. But I'm hoping that he's good to go to practice. So, and then with the guys that were out last week, as far as BP, still in the concussion protocol, but I think he's moving to that next stage, so where we could see him at practice, moving to that next part. Crowder, we will take this entire week and just kind of see where he's at. Hopefully we can get him going in practice, but we'll see. And then Sam Ficken, same thing. We're going to see if he's good to go to kick this week. So we got to kind of work through some things. We got an extra day to get ready for this game, so we'll see how all this plays out. And with that, any questions you guys have?
Again, please press *3 to ask Coach a question. Connor from The Athletic, your line is active.
Adam, in regards to Sam's shoulder, how is he feeling today in regards to how he felt after the Bronco game? I know you said you guys are in pretty good shape, but I was wondering if you could compare. Is he just normal sore, or how does it relate to that when having this time?
Yeah, it doesn't. Like, he didn't say to me that it was worse. He just said, "I'm sore," and kind of left it at that. I think we're just, for him and us, we just want to make sure that we go through all the steps we need to go through to where we can say, we're good to go. There's nothing, no concerns, and that he can play without anything hanging over him. So we'll take the next day or so to make sure that we're clean in that aspect, and then figure out the right way to practice him this week.
Rich from ESPN, your line is active.
I have a two-part question, Adam. Just following up on Connor's question. When you say you're doing your due diligence on Sam and checking, what does that mean? Like he's going for an MRI on his shoulder?
MRI, we're just making sure that we're talking through to him as far as where you're at pain-wise, talking to, second opinions just to make sure, hey, we're good. We're just making sure that we're not putting him in harm's way, to where any further damage could be done.
Okay, my second part is just on the Avery trade. Could you just describe, so this is like the third trade in the last week or so, as a coach, who's fighting for a victory, and living in the now, how do you reconcile what the organization is selling off these players when they're thinking about the future? So I'm wondering, just as a coach, how you come to grips with that.
Rich, I feel like, to me, each one's a different story. There's reasons behind, every move that we make. I felt like this was something where an opportunity presented itself. Sometimes, with how, we've accumulated picks, for the next few drafts, we haven't won a game yet. And, when we have guys that other teams see value in, and we're able to get draft picks due to it, I know it's not always ideal, but I mean, that's the NFL. That's what it is. I mean, that's kind of part of what happens when you don't win. And, it'd be a different story if we had more wins, then something like that probably doesn't happen. But, we're at a part of the season right now where we haven't won a game yet. And, things like this happen.
Mark from The Post, your line is active.
Hey, Adam. I know this is a bit early because we're a week away, but your next opponent is a Patriots team you're not used to seeing. Losing 4 games in a row and kind of reeling a little bit. And obviously, you're still looking for your first win. From afar, and maybe from whatever early scouting you've done, what's your assessment? Of what you're going into next week, and kind of how different the vibe is from a usual Patriots Jets game.
Yeah, I think it's a little early for me to really jump into that. I mean, really, with New England, all I can kind of say is big picture wise, that's something that I've never seen them have to go through. I might have been a GA at LSU or in college the last time I remember ever hearing about New England losing 4 in a row. So it's been a while. But we got some familiar faces that are on their team, and then there's some new ones that we have to learn. So, we obviously have a lot of work ahead of us. With an extra day, we just got to make sure that we do a great job getting our guys ready to go, and then be ready to compete on Monday.
Brian from the Post, your line is active.
Yeah, Adam, just following up on kind of what Rich asked with the Avery trade and the Steve trade. Isn't the message to the locker room though that you guys are waving the white flag on this season because you're getting picks in 2022, but these moves aren't helping this team this year?
Yeah, I mean, I never look at waving the white flag. That's not something that's not in my DNA. Sometimes opportunity. This is our profession. This is when things like this happen. This is like guys aren't ever going to be shocked by this. Like we're in a profession of we got to win games. When we don't, then things change, and younger guys get opportunities to play. I mean that's what the NFL is. This is not unique.
Connor from The Athletic, your line is active.
This is kind of a game-related question, Adam, but for the second week in a row, Denzel Mims didn't see too many targets once you guys came out at halftime. I mean, basically why? And have you noticed at all the defenses after he had made some plays in the first half, it started to shift coverage his way? I mean, just what's the reason for not throwing the ball his way in the third and fourth quarters?
Yeah, I mean, we did call some plays that were intended to go his way. It didn't work out that way. We didn't have a ton of plays in the second half, unlike last week where Buffalo really kind of switched quite a few things around in the second half. This week, Kansas City more just did what they did, but just played a lot better. And then we made some mistakes that kind of we got away from what we were trying to do as far as keeping it first down, second down, first down, and keeping it third and manageable. We were more first down, second down, third and long, which is not the formula you want versus those guys. There's some execution things that we just need to do a little better. There's some, a couple things that we missed, a couple drops. It's just, a second half of we hurt ourselves, and then they did a good job of making some plays at the same time.
Al from Newsday, your line is active.
Adam, with Sam, I know you talked last week about how you kind of talked to him after the game. I mean, do you ever worry about his mental state? It's almost like the coach, the 0-8 record, even though he didn't play all the game, it hangs on him too. Do you check on him to make sure he's okay? Do you see that it's all coming down on him?
Yeah, I do check on him. I think that's part of. We both know that. I think the quarterback head coach relationship is, you're both always aware that you're the only two with records outside the overall team record. But at the same time, when I talk to him, I see a guy that's, he's young, but he understands kind of what this profession is. It's about what can we do to change things? What can we do to fix things? What does he have to do? What does the rest of the guys have to do? He's trying to acquire that information to make sure that he understands, like, where can I help change things? It's tough after the game sometimes, like when you lose a game of especially when it's been multiple games, of just right away being able to bounce back. Sometimes it takes a couple days, but thankfully, we don't practice till Wednesday and Thursday sometimes. So, you got a chance to just rebound mentally, and then when you hit the practice field for that next opponent, that's where you just got to be wired into. Whatever happened before that, you can't worry about.
Mark from the Post, your line is active.
Yeah, Adam, at 0-8, how would you characterize your locker room in terms of just trying to get that first win? Is it a pissed off locker room? Is it a hungry locker room? Is it a locker room teetering around being broken? Like, how would you assess, if you can put your psychological hat, so to speak, on, what you're seeing right now with the frustrations that are growing?
Yeah, that's that's something obviously for me when you have to speak in front of the group as many times as you do, you're watching body language, you're seeing how guys are reacting, you're seeing kind of, are guys looking down, they looking at you, you're checking to see all that stuff to see where guys are at. I think our guys have done a good job as far as, especially when we hit Wednesday, of resetting, focused on that week. I think our guys are absolutely focused on winning one game, period. Like, whoever we're playing that week, they're focused on winning that game. I see guys after the game that definitely, just like the rest of us, we're all, it doesn't feel any different no matter who you're playing. Like, you're pissed that we lost the game. I don't hear outbursts. I don't hear guys saying things that you kind of, like, turn an eye to. You're seeing guys that are just, they're upset they lost. And when we get back in the building, we get things corrected on Monday, I think by Wednesday, guys are doing a good job of moving forward.
We'll take two more for Coach. Rich from ESPN, your line is active.
Adam, there's one school of thought with Sam that, if his shoulder's not right, why not just sit him down for the rest of the season? So, based on that thought, what is to be gained by playing him, both for the organization and for him?
Well, if we were worried about there being damage, that's why I'm saying that's why we're making sure that we're doing all the right things by not only him but us. Sam wants to be out there. He wants to be out there. That's a big part of it too, and that's why we're making sure that we're everybody's aligned on this, and we need him out there. He gives us he really is gives us the best chance to win on Sundays, and he knows that, and we want him to keep playing. We want to get the guys around him that we signed to get around him, and hopefully we're one step closer to getting some of these receivers back that can help us.
Our last question comes from Brian from the Post. Your line is now active.
Adam, curious with Election Day tomorrow, have you guys talked about that as a team? I know it was a subject in the summer, but have you talked about Election Day lately? And I believe facilities are going to be closed around the NFL. Just logistically, what does tomorrow look like in your building?
We had discussions. It was. I'm trying to remember when it was. It was like towards the end of the training camp. We had a couple discussions. We had a couple presentations. We had multiple presentations, and obviously tomorrow with being the players' day off, I gave a reminder in our team meeting today. So our players have off tomorrow, which is it works out